Bears fans, I'm sure you're excited after the dominant preseason performance against the Bills. I watched some of the All-22. Let's share some of my top takeaways right now. Then over to your right. What the was that? What's up, Bears fans? People want to hear me talk. What's going on, Bears fans, and welcome to another episode of the Nicholas Moreano Show. I'm your host, Nicholas Moreano. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and make sure to share this Bears YouTube channel with every single one of your Bears fans, because the Bears are going to the Super Bowl. That kind of was like the running joke in the press box, and just seeing everybody super excited, as they should have been after watching what Caleb Williams and the Stars were able to do in the two drives, more so the first drive, let's be honest, the 92-yard touchdown drive that they had. But it was exciting to see. It was good, one, being back in the press box at Soldier Field. It had been a little bit for me since I had been there, but it felt good to be back, watch some Bears football under the lights. Actually, before the game even started, there was this intense, like, the sun was crazy, where I don't want to be that guy wearing the shades indoors, but that was me, like on the laptop, watching down, looking at the field, had my sunglasses on, and just watching like a little bit of that, and not even a little bit of the first quarter, and then obviously the sun sets, and then you can watch the game perfectly. But guys, it was exciting to watch everything that transpired yesterday. And look, the score 38-0, the Bills were playing their backups for the entirety of the game. So you got to factor that in a little bit, but still, that doesn't take away what Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson put on film. And so I actually, right now, I still have some of the All-22 going on one of my screens to my left, your right, however that works. But I'm just going to share what I saw on film, and then what it means, what it could mean going forward as we kind of go through this video, and then keep moving forward into, the rest of these games, the rest of these practices. But I think there are some, even though this is a very vanilla offense still, like, you're not going to throw out anything that is going to, give it an opponent an advantage. But there are two tight end sets, under center, shotgun, movement, attacking the middle of the field to tight ends. All that was on display. And those are going to be, I think, a part of this Ben Johnson offense. So let's just gotta get right into it. And I know I made some little graphics here to kind of take us through the show. What I'll do here is I'll take away my lower third. I'm Nicholas Moreano, so boom, go away. Ben Johnson's offense, you guys. So when I was just watching it firsthand from the game, I think what you do notice is that, the tight ends, one, Colston Loveland gained the first reception of the game, boot action, backed up in your own end zone after Tyler Scott's, I don't know what he was thinking there on the kickoff. But, you get Colston Loveland involved, get Caleb Williams in space, get an easy completion. Perfect. Next play, though, you just see Caleb rip a ball down the seam. Once Cole Kmet is able to clear that linebacker in the middle of the field in that zone concept, boom, Caleb just rips the ball. And what you noticed in the 10 passing plays that Caleb had, when he's getting to that back foot, whether he's in shotgun, under center, it's boom, let's get this ball out. And so you like to see that. That means that's a quarterback playing in rhythm. That's a quarterback that identifies what the defense is in. That's a quarterback that's confident in the throw he's about to make. Back foot, let me deliver a rifle down the middle of the field. Great pass there from Caleb Williams. Good reception by Cole Kmet. Good job getting the tight ends involved. But honestly, that wasn't even my favorite play from a tight end. It's the second Colston Loveland reception. I'll get to that in a little bit. But you had the nice timing on the pass to the left sideline to DJ Moore on just that small hitch route. But I thought it was, again, good timing from Caleb. Again, it's back foot, deliver. That's what you want to see, man. That's what you want to see from Caleb Williams in this offense. but it gives DJ Moore an opportunity to, break a tackle. He's fighting through a second tackler again. Good stuff. Now, here's a play that I think I just enjoyed the most. This is Ben Johnson. This is Caleb Williams. This is Colston Loveland. This is also using a decoy in Olamide Zaccheaus. So this is the second reception for Colston Loveland. Colston runs an over route. He's lined up in the slot to the left side, runs an over from left to right. But it's Zaccheaus that really sets this play up. He's lined up to the slot to Caleb's right. And all he does is he runs a small hitch route, about 5 yards, turns around, presents his face to the quarterback. And what that's going to do, the two linebackers, they move up. They immediately move up as soon as they see Zaccheaus present his hands to Caleb, which then draws the linebackers, and Colston Loveland just goes right behind them. And then Caleb Williams throws an accurate pass, hits his playmaker in stride for 18-yard gain, whatever it ended up being there. And I'm watching the play right now. But that's all. That's I know Ben Johnson didn't want to take credit for design, schematic, things like that. However, but that's what that play was. You put a little eye candy in front of these linebackers, then you hit the deeper developing route right behind that. And Colston Loveland. So you love to see that. And those are things where I look in this, even this vanilla type of offense that you have in the preseason game. Those are concepts, play designs that will carry over. No doubt in my mind. So really love that play. On the following play, there was a blitz pickup that happens, and it looks like Luke Newman initially helps with the inside man, and then there's a free runner right at Caleb. Caleb he's forced to roll right and tries to deliver a pass to Zaccheaus. It ends up being an incomplete pass, but just kind of identifying what's going on there pre-snap. And I think if you do that, you're able to potentially make that play a completion to Zaccheaus. And it was actually pretty close from Caleb, giving him, a chance there. But the free runner through that, what would this be? See if he comes through the A or B gap here. That's going to be through the B gap. Doesn't allow Caleb to, plant his feet. He's throwing on the move, rolling right, and boom. Yeah, incomplete pass. Really quick, I have a comment here. Hey, Nick, what does your upload schedule look like when the season? That's a great question. I'm still figuring that out because yesterday was actually my first game back at Soldier Field covering a game. And for those who don't know, I'm with Marquee Sports now. So I have a bunch of written content on MarqueeSportsNetwork.com. So you can go check that out. But I still got to get into the flow of things. So I don't quite know exactly what the upload content's going to look like, but just know it's coming. All right. Whether it's longer form videos, obviously my Moreano minutes, shorter content as well. Triumph Drinks is sponsoring a bunch of my content as well. And, actually this is a good time as we kind of not even ad break here. Not quite yet, but before I get to the rest of these plays, Triumph Drinks is sponsored this episode of the Nicholas Moreano Show, the hydrogen infused electrolyte drink. Guys, it just keeps you going strong. It's going to support muscle recovery, fights fatigue, and it promotes overall wellness with the power of molecular hydrogen. 0 sugar, 0 artificial ingredients. It's clean, effective hydration without the sugar or crash. Use code NICK, NICK, to save 10% off your next order. Every purchase with that code helps the show grow and keeps the content coming your way. Plus, Triumph donates a portion of every sale to mental health charities. Add the winning element to your daily grind at triumphdrinks.com. So yes, they are sponsoring content from me. But so I'm still kind of up in the air exactly here's a set schedule. And I do want to set one so that you guys know exactly when I'm going live and breaking down stuff. So everybody wins, right? Looking at the touchdown to Zaccheaus. Love the design. And every time, I rewatched it, I remember seeing in real time, it's just a nice slant route by Zaccheaus. However, it's not really even the case. They had the 3-by-1 set, so 3 receivers to that right side, Zaccheaus being the most in receiver of the bunch, but it's the angle that he takes to the defensive back there where that switch release, that quick release but he takes an angle and then bends it back in. And if you are late as a DB on that, you're trying to catch a guy like Zacchaeus who does have breakaway speed, especially in the middle of the field. That's a tough ask for not only a backup DB, but a starter as well. So you love to see that. You love to see the design. You love to see the play concept. I believe it's Rome who's in the middle. He's in the middle. He's quick off the release, kind of goes upfield. And then you see that bender by Zacchaeus. And guys, he is continued to just make plays. He has become a safety blanket for Caleb Williams in these preseason practices, obviously in the preseason training camp practices, preseason game. And I wrote in my story yesterday, just from my stock up, stock down. He obviously was a stock up guy with 1 reception, but you almost just expect him to make a play, right? At some point in practice, some point in the game where Caleb's going to find him. He just presents himself to the quarterback, QB friendly. Like I was just talking about earlier, decoy at time to get other guys open. And the more, even on preseason, the more stuff he puts on film, the more defense have to worry about him. And maybe going into the season, you're worrying about number 2, DJ Moore, 15, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, Loveland, those type of guys, Luther Burden. And I'm going to talk about Luther Burden here in a sec. But you do have to worry about OZ because he keeps making plays. And actually, really quickly, here, let's change this banner real quick. Ben Johnson's offense. I'm talking about Ben Johnson's offense the entire time. And also Declan Doyle, play caller, second half. Love that from Ben Johnson, by the way, to give him Al Harris opportunities to call play. Like that's a first-year coach, guys, that just gets it. He gets it. Giving opportunities in the preseason to your guys. And that's, again, my guy Scott Bear and I at Marquee, we did a podcast after the game, and it should be up soon, I would think. And we talked about that. Ben Johnson just gets how to give opportunities like that to his coordinators, especially a young coordinator like Declan Doyle, 28 years old. Insane. I think we're at Iowa like 1 year together. I don't even remember. But that's a good indication that Ben Johnson, although he's in his first year as a head coach, just understands what these guys are going through, what aspirations they probably have later on in their careers, given a play call, given an opportunity to be a play caller. The third down throw to DJ Moore, that would have been the second drive. That's an anticipatory throw, you guys, where Braxton Jones is beat early. He's beat on another inside move. He was beat on an inside move in the preseason game against the Miami Dolphins, but didn't matter because Caleb Williams gets that back foot, boom, delivers. Anticipatory throw to DJ Moore, gets the first down, converts to chains. It's a guy who's getting it. A guy that's understanding the offense, understands what's being asked of him, where to deliver the ball, what the defense is in, and boom, give your ball to the playmaker, convert the chains there. You had the play where you had the running back swing route over to the left side, and you have I'm just watching it here in real time really quickly, but you give up some pressure from that right side, and Caleb doesn't see anything that he likes downfield, so he tries to give it to the running back there, and he ends up actually getting hurt on the play. So kind of a bang bang negative play in every aspect there. And the Bills do bring a blitz, and Caleb, this is a throw to Roma Dunze. Caleb took the fault for this play, saying that he should, he trusted the running back to make the block. He said his feet were still moving, needed to put the ball in a better place, but still it was a catchable ball to Roma Dunze. But, it doesn't surprise me at all that Caleb takes ownership of that, wants to correct it, and be accountable for that type of play. So that's where, the first team offense's day ended. And overall, I think if you're a Bears fan, a Bears skeptic, like you watch this and I don't think there's any disputing like what he showed. And what I was just thinking about before I came on here live is that like Caleb Williams was getting all this criticism, you guys, and he hadn't even played a preseason game. Right? It was a stupid throwing the football to net video. It was not playing in the preseason game, which wasn't his decision, but yet he was being criticized for all these things. And that's where it just it never made sense to me at all. And so then when he goes out there, first opportunity in an actual preseason game, backed up in his own end zone, drives the offense 92 yards and, is operating Ben John's offense. That's the thing. He was in command. Also, drawing a defender, the edge player on a cadence. It was a 3rd and 10 that set up the 3rd and 5 that he completed to DJ Moore. Like, that's good football. Or wait, maybe that was the throw. Maybe after the encroachment. Was it the Rome player, DJ player? Whichever one it was, doesn't matter. It's like, still, using your cadence as a weapon. Also great stuff, you guys. Tyson Bagent too. Like, let's not forget about him and what he was able to do in this Bears offense as well. Like, just what you're seeing schematically, they're still running 2 tight end sets out there with the 2s. You're seeing Luther Burden open on these over routes. Tyson Bagent making guys miss in the backfield as well, getting out in space. The touchdown throw to Tyler Scott. Listening to the press conference, like, that was a QB design run, and he's like, you see Tyler Scott improvising. That's how you know that you have quarterbacks that they're getting the system. They're getting the system. They're comfortable. And that's, showing through number 1 and number 2. And at this point, with Case Keenum still not available, Tyson Bagent is your number 2 quarterback. And I think that was to be expected. I know there was a point in time where it was up for debate, but not anymore, man. Like, Tyson's showing you that he can operate the system, get the ball to his playmakers, he can make people miss in the backfield. He's got some wiggle, some maneuverability, unlike a guy like Case Keenum, who's obviously, a lot older, but, has different strengths as a quarterback. But I think that's what the upside is with the Tyson Bagent. If he were ever to, have to play, but you just like what you're seeing from the 1s to the 2s. And this is where I want to get into the discussion really quickly about Luther Burden with the 2s. Clearly, he's out there. It should be playing with the number 1s, right? I mean, I think he's showing that he's getting the offense. And it's not even just the pass plays. Watch him as a run blocker in yesterday's game. Near the low red zone, collapsing the right side of that defense with vicious blocks. That's a guy, I know there was questions about his, I don't even know, overall commitment or whatever it may have been, but Luther's out there putting extra time in. He said it, Ben Johnson said it, and it's translating on the football field. But not just as a pass catcher, but as a blocker. And so, I don't know if you guys are thinking the same thing, but like, how does Luther make it onto the first team and get reps? Because I think the biggest obstacle for him right now is Olamide Zaccheaus, who's balling out. So it's a good problem to have. However, we need to see Luther at some point repping with Caleb Williams and that first team offense. Wouldn't you guys agree? Like, it needs to start happening at some point. You need to see them get more in rhythm, because even in the training camp practices, you guys, most of the time, Luther is with Tyson Bagent, that second team offense. So you want to see him start to get reps with Caleb, with the other wide receivers, when they're going in these 3x1 condensed sets, how they work off of each other. So you do want to see it at some point, but who are you taking off? That's again, a good problem to have, but it is something that I've been thinking about. Like, how the hell does Luther Burden get with Caleb Williams right now? Dude is too good for these twos. He keeps making plays. He's blocking. So, again, positive. That's obviously good for Luther, considering he had a slow start with the injury, the what was it, the hand, soft tissue, and then working his way back in, putting the extra time in, and now you see it on the football field. You love to see that. Guys, before we get into this left tackle discussion and a one-on-one interview that I had with Theo Benedet in the locker room after the game, again, I have to tell everybody, I got to tell you all about my friends at Windy City Sports Cards. As you guys know, actually, before I go into the whole ad read, we're going to take that off. They specialize, Windy City Sports Cards does, in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you're a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, or Blackhawks, they've got you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to those Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast collection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. Visit their online store to find exactly what you're looking for and to complete your collection, or to just discover a new favorite. Check them out at 312-WindyCitySportsCards.com. 312-WindyCitySportsCards.com. I don't know. I was about to start singing there. Nobody wants that. Actually, yeah, nobody wants that. Also, Triumph drinks, like I said at the top of the show, this video is powered by Triumph, the hydrogen-infused electrolyte drink that keeps you going strong. Get 10% off, everybody, by using code NICK, N-I-C-K. It helps support more Bears breakdowns every single week. I said it like that because I always get people in my mentions that are like, whatever, for whatever reason, they write my name out. And because my name is Nicholas, Nicholas, people will write Nick, Nich. I think I rarely get Nick. So, PSA for everybody. Nick is spelled Nick. And you can also get 10% off your next purchase at Triumph Drinks when you use that code NICK. Nick. All right, let's get into the left tackle discussion here. This should be this graphic right here. Boom. Left tackle competition. We're so good at this. So after watching Braxton Jones, I know the PFF grades are out there, and it's, I don't know. I think however they grade these, it's how they grade these, right? But Braxton Jones didn't grade all too favorably in the PFF grades, even though he played 14 snaps. The one pressure he gave up was an inside move to on the third down play, but I didn't think he played, I guess, as poorly as PFF graded him. But that's what it was. And I'm trying to find, here we go. PFF graded Braxton Jones a 60.5 on his grade. Sure, whatever it may be. Like, I thought in the 14 snaps, and a lot of the run plays didn't even go to his side where he's blocking the backside defender. Like, I don't know what you're kind of grading, I guess, at that point, where like he's not factoring into the play. But yes, he had the bad one inside move. Other than that, I thought he played fine. Theo Benedet, on the other hand, who played with the second team offense at left tackle, he had a score, where are you, Theo, of 81.7. And I was just watching the tape from him a little bit more closely this morning. And man, you're seeing him make an initial block, go up to second level, walling off defenders, and just showing that athletic ability, but also ability to anchor, be a good run blocker. And again, I talked to him after the game just to kind of see what he thought of his game. And maybe we'll just get into that interview right now so that you can hear what Theo Benedet had to say about his performance, the left tackle competition. Dan Rochar is his coach. So let's add this to the show here and see what Theo had to say. Let me know in the comments too, you guys, if you can hear this. So either a thumbs up, thumbs up would be perfect. So I know this is working on your guys' end, so I'm not just playing a video here in silence, but here's Theo Benedet, Bears left tackle, after the game against the Buffalo Bills.
game competition, left tackle. So yeah, it was good overall. I think a lot to learn from.
And obviously, this past week in practice, you were repping with the first team, and you get the opportunity to be with the second team this time. Like, what can you make of what you were able to kind of show in these practices, and then also this game?
Yeah, I think I'm lucky to have a coaching staff that kind of sees my talent, sees my potential, and I just worked hard, and want to put my best foot forward every day. So I think I've started to show that, and yeah, appreciate their confidence in me.
What did you like? I mean, obviously watching the tape's gonna tell, but what did you like about how you performed today against the Bills?
I think I did well in the run game. I got good movement in my zone blocking. I think there's a couple pass pro reps early that I want back, but I think I settled in terms of that later on. So yeah.
With Dan Rochar,
obviously
he's a guy that I think coaches the unit well. But what did you like about what he's able to kind of give feedback to you guys?
Fundamentally, as a coach, what you really love is that he wants you to be as great as you want it for yourself, and when you can feel that, and a coach truly wants to see you perform your best, not just for the team but also for yourself. I think that means a lot, and that just makes you want to play hard for him, and you really feel that from Rochar. And obviously he's been coaching in this league for so long. He's got so much knowledge to share with us, and he's certainly relentless in terms of never letting us get away with poor habits, poor technique, and as much as in the moment that can be stressful, I think long term the results will show.
Absolutely. And Theo, like for you, how are you kind of approaching like the position that you're in?
Yeah.
Like you're competing for a left tackle spot, and then obviously you're just kind of doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
How are you kind of approaching that at this point in time?
Well, I'm just trying to take it day by day. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. Every day I just give myself one or two things to focus on, to improve on, to show the coaching staff that I'm getting better at and that I can be trusted to do. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be the best of the worst. It's going to be the best of the best. So you just got to focus on yourself and what you can do well.
There's Theo Benedet, you guys, and really, good dude in the locker room. Having the nose piece, it just looks like a football player, right? And I think, him talking about having that confidence from the coaching staff to even get those reps with the first team in these past practices. Didn't get in the game, but that again shows what the coaching staff thinks of his ability and what he can potentially do in this league. So I like, Darius Morgan right here, man. I like Theo Benedet. Talk about the under the radar fine for polls. Love it. Yeah, that is an under the radar fine from Ryan Poles and this coaching staff. Dan Rochar giving him opportunities there too at left tackle and competing for a starting job. And he played well in the week 2 preseason game. Like he mentioned in the video, he wishes there's some snaps he wishes he had back. As every single player is going to say that, right? No one's ever going to say that they played perfectly, but that's just the standard that he holds himself to, despite being undrafted and someone that didn't play at a prestigious college and things like that. But he's competing, and he's showing his worth here for this Bears team, and that he is not going to settle. And so I think that's good when you have guys like that in the locker room. So we'll see how it all shakes out. I think right now, as the lower third left tackle competition, if I had to put money on it, Braxton Jones will most likely be your week 1 start. And I don't think that should be a shock to anybody at this point, especially when you consider that it is now a 2-man race. It's Braxton, it's Theo Benedet, and Braxton has got the first team reps in the 2 series yesterday. Theo got the reps at left tackle, the second team unit. Ozzie Trapillo is at this point a right tackle. At this point in time, he's a right tackle until further notice. And I know there's some people online like, oh, it's an absolute failure. Ozzie's a right tackle. He couldn't show what he needed to show at the left tackle spot. Like, you're making this assumption, and the Bears haven't played a regular season game. Come on, man. Like, it's way too soon to be saying anything of that nature about any of these players at this point. But I'm sure, like, internally, this is just me talking here, that the Bears are disappointed. I think at the overall length of time it has taken for a player to emerge. Like, even at this point, yes, Braxton in the 14 snaps that he played, I think played better than he did against Miami, but it's not an overall glowing endorsement that, yeah, he's earned that left tackle job based off of last night. And last night will weigh heavily into the decision, but I don't think that was the takeaway from last night's game. And Theo against the twos played well. So maybe this obviously could still be going on, even into his third preseason game. I doubt the Bears starters play, but like I was mentioning earlier, I just think that internally they got to be somewhat disappointed that there wasn't a like clear cut. Wow, look, this guy has played well here. He deserves a job. You're the left tackle. It's been dragged out, but now the Bears, look, they're closing into week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings at Soldier Field. You got to make a decision so that Joe Thuney can, get acclimated and get comfortable with whoever's playing on his left. And, the whole line has cohesion. So they just need to get that all settled, man. Make the left tackle, at least make a decision so it's not speculation as who it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So if you can do that sooner rather than later, I think it'll benefit everybody. But you just don't want to give the job to anybody. Like, here you go. Just because. You got to go earn it. So one of these guys has to just take it. All right, everybody. Let's just do some final thoughts here from this Bears preseason game, and trying to think where exactly I want to go with this. I saw somebody or actually I had my Twitter pulled up, and someone quote tweeted, like, any news on Terrell Smith at this point? No, there hasn't been any new news on Terrell Smith. Ben Johnson, said after the game, or gave his thoughts and prayers to Terrell because it didn't look good. And, I'm actually watching my video that I have of him just being carted off the field, towel over his face, just in pain. There's a towel over his left leg, left knee. It's just disappointing. Also, Booker leaving early as well. So it's just not exactly where you want it to be. And actually, guys, I'm seeing that my camera's battery is going to probably die out here soon. So maybe we're just going to wrap it up for this episode. 30 minutes is about what I wanted to go. Got to get down to the Marquee Sports Studio. Huge series. Cubs Brewers. So got to get down for that. But appreciate everyone for coming in, hanging out, checking out this latest show. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll be back throughout the week with more content for this week. And then obviously the upcoming game against Kansas City Chiefs. But hey, guys, appreciate you. Appreciate everyone for coming in, hanging out with me. Like, subscribe, also on audio platforms as well. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Bears 38-0 against the Buffalo Bills. It's a good time, fun time for the Bears fans, fun time for everybody who watched. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Adios. Bend over to your right. What the was that? What's up, Bears fans? People want to hear me talk.